Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Stephen Boylan and today I'm going to be sharing with you problem solving. Good morning, this is the 27th of the 6th 2014 and it's 10:30 and I'm going to go through with you problem solving. Problem solving is the first part of my weight reduction model. If you don't use problem solving, then you can't effectively set goals. So what I want to do first of all is go through with you what problem solving is all about. Then I'm going to use problem solving to challenge one of my biggest problems that I face with losing weight and stuff like that. So I'm going to first of all break down and show you and explain what problem solving is, because some people may or may not know what problem solving is, and I want to try and do this in a way that helps you to understand a bit more about problem solving and how it actually works and how effective problem solving can be. Problem solving is what we call a cognitive behavioral intervention. It is primarily a cognitive intervention because it involves using our cognitive part of our brain, which is our frontal cortex of our brain. When we use our frontal cortex of our brain, our cognitive part, then we are more likely to make rational and effective decisions. If we're using the other part of our brain, our emotional part of our brain, then we're not really going to make effective and rational decisions because the emotional part of our brain, which is called the amygdala, doesn't know logic and doesn't know cognitive. So we're trying to use more of the frontal cortex in this activity, and this is problem solving. So with problem solving, the problem solving strategy that I'm going to use has 6 steps. Okay, with the 6 steps, the first step is, first of all, you need to identify the problem. So what is the problem that you're experiencing? And then what you need to do then, the second step, is you need to identify and brainstorm, if you like, some possible solutions to the problem, to dealing with the problem. So these solutions can be whatever they are. They don't have to be you might think, oh, well, I don't really want to use that. Well, that's fine, just still put the problem in. So we would put that problem in, and then you would find out more about the actual problem itself. Okay. So with problem solving, when you're looking for the solution, just be as extreme as you like with the solutions, put them in, and then the next part, which is step 3, is where we evaluate each of the solutions. So in step 3, we discuss and evaluate each solution, looking at the positives and negatives or pros and cons of each solution, and then we weigh up the pros and cons. Okay, step 4 is where we choose the best solution, and generally the best solution is where we've only got sort of a low amount of negatives, but we have quite a lot of positives for that solution. And then if for any reason you get a few solutions that both give you the same amount of positives and negatives, then this is where you need to condense and break it down even further. And the way you can do that is you can rate it out of a scale of 0 to 10. And I'll explain more about how you rate things in a bit and how you rate things in CBT as well. So that's how you can do that. So then we move on to the next step, which is step 5. And this is where you carry out the best solution. This links in with the goal setting and planning. So that's why I said you can't effectively set a goal and plan it until you've problem solved. So then once you get to this point, this is where the next module, which is problem solving, which is goal setting, that's where that kicks in. So that is going to go live today as well. Also today I'm going to be sharing with you what my current weight is at this present moment in time today, and I'm going to be showing you on the scales when I weigh what my weight is, and then each week you will be able to see the live update of what I've been doing, where my weight's up to, everything like that every week. And I might do a little bit more problem solving if I run into any problems, there's going to be lots of different things that I'm going to be doing. So that is going to be the best thing. What I would say for you to do is look each week on the portal to keep up to date with what I'm doing, and then you're going to find out exactly how I do it and what the best way to do it is as well. So the one after that, which is step 6. Step 6 is really important, because in step 6, this is where you're reviewing your goal and seeing whether you've achieved it, what problems you may have run into, if any, and then you're sort of then going to review it in terms of evaluating it and seeing where you are. Review and evaluate are slightly different. Evaluate is when you come to an end of it, you're not going to do it again. Review is where you're going to review what's happened, review your progress, and then continue using that same strategy. If there's not been any problems, you would just continue using the same plan. If there's been some problems, then you would adapt your plan and you would go forward with that again. And I'll explain more about review then. And then when you get to the end of it, that's where you evaluate how well you've done, how it's gone, was it a success, all of them different things. So that's what we would do then. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through with you one of my biggest problems that I experience with eating problems. And one of my biggest problems is takeaways. Takeaways of each week have been one of my problems for a while now. So one of my biggest problems is takeaways. So what I need to do is, first of all, identify what the problem is. So I have a takeaway generally once a week. So that is, first of all, getting a bit more specific. So where do I normally go for my takeaway? Well, I normally go to Rainhill for my takeaway once a week. So I normally go to a chippy in Rainhill, which is in St Helens, once a week for a takeaway. In the takeaway, I'll generally either get a kebab or I will get chips and fish or something which are really, obviously, really fattening. And that's obviously one of my biggest problems at this moment. So when I'm writing down what my problem is, every week I go to a chippy in Rainhill and I get a takeaway. And then I eat the takeaway, and that puts weight on me, because I'm eating a takeaway that is very fattening. So I would write this problem in. So every week I go to a chippy in Rainhill and I get fattening food. Okay, so that is what my problem is. Okay, so what I need to do now is look at possible solutions to this. So what could be a possible solution to this problem? So the problem is, first of all, I go to a chippy every week in Rainhill and I get fattening food. So one solution, what I would choose to that would be cut it down to once a fortnight. Would that be better? So yeah, it'd be better because I wouldn't be having as much fattening food. So go to the chippy just once a fortnight. To the chippy once a fortnight. Once a fortnight. Fortnight. Okay. And what could be another solution? Well, not go to that chippy every week. Instead, make sure I've got enough food in that I don't need to go to the chippy, that I've got my meal planned, what I'm going to have of that, every night of the week. Make sure I know what I'm going to be eating, so then I know it's in and I'm going to have it and what day I'm going to have it as well. So plan out my meals for the week. Okay, so that could be one solution. Out my weekly meals. Okay. Another solution might be, well, I enjoy a takeaway, so maybe just go to the takeaway once a month. Okay. So I've got three solutions there, so I'm going to work with them three now. And the way I'm going to work with them is I'm going to evaluate each of them solutions. So I'm going to evaluate them in the way that I first listed them. So going to the chippy once a fortnight was the first one. So if I went to the chippy once a fortnight, a positive of that would be that I would be cutting some of the fat out that I'm eating every week. I would be cutting the fat out that I eat every week. Okay, so that will be one positive. Another positive is that I could still have a takeaway once every fortnight. Take away once every fortnight. Okay, another positive. Probably can't think of any more positives to that one. Okay, what would be the negatives? Well, I'm still having quite a lot of fat if I'm having a takeaway two times a month. So I'm still having quite a lot of fat within that month. I am still having lots of fat in the month if I am going once a fortnight. Okay. Not the negatives. If I'm going once a fortnight, that might creep back up again, and I might end up start having again once every week. So it might creep back up again if I'm going every fortnight. Back up again. Up again. Okay. So it might creep back up again. So the next thing, what could be another negative? Let me have a think. So, well, I might not achieve my target of losing 1 stone in 7 weeks. I might not achieve my goal of losing 1 stone in 7 weeks. So that's quite a few negatives. So I've got one, two, three, one, two, three. So I've got three negatives for that one, and I've got only two positives for eating every 2 weeks. So the next solution was on my to resolve this problem was plan out my weekly meals. So plan out what I'm going to have every week, and get the food in at the beginning of the week, and then I know what I'm going to do. So plan out my weekly meals. So plan out my weekly meals. What could be a positive for planning out my weekly meals? Well, if I've got food in, I'm less likely to go to the chippy. If I've got food in, if I have food in, then I am less likely to go to the chippy. Okay. What could be another solution, another positive of that? Let me think. So another positive of that could be that, well, I'd have more chance of achieving the target. I would have more chance of achieving my target or goal. I wouldn't be eating as much fat as what I would normally be eating if I was eating it every week. I would not be eating as much fat. Okay, so the next thing, what would be another positive of that? So I've got, so I'd be less likely to go to the chippy. I would have more chance of achieving my goal. I would not be eating as much fat. I would be, I would be reducing my calories or weight. Hello everybody, sorry about that, we had a bit of a technical problem there. I was just up to the part where I was talking about the weaknesses of losing my, of the negatives of planning my meals out. So I might not stick to the meals that I plan out. It might be too restrictive what I'm doing, and therefore I might end up eating more anyway. It'd be too restrictive. So that could be another negative. Well, I wouldn't be able to have a takeaway. I would not be able to have a takeaway, which I enjoy. Takeaway. Enjoy. So there could be a few sort of negatives to that as well. So now the final one was to just have a takeaway once a month. Okay. So once a month. So so the positive to that would be, well, I could still have a takeaway. I could still have a take away. I I would be reducing the amount of fat I eat each month, and I might still well, I would feel better. I would feel that I have reduced my fat levels. Okay, so that would be another good thing. So there's quite a few there as well. There'll be, I would still be Unfortunately, we keep having some technical problems. Hopefully, we'll not lose again. If I do, I will do a brand new recording later on, and I'll go through it all again. The internet just keeps going right down. It just keeps going off. So I do apologise for this, and hopefully we'll get this problem resolved later on. If there's any problems, if this continues to be a problem. So again, just finishing off some of the negatives of my takeaway once a month would be eating fat, eating a lot of fat. What could be some other? Well, I may not achieve my goal. I may not achieve my goal. So that's probably all I can think about for that one. So just evaluating each of my solutions now, moving on to the last step. Based on my chosen solutions, the fortnight one is a no-no because I'm still eating quite a lot of fat in the fortnight. The planning out has quite a lot of positives, but it still has a few weaknesses as well. However, the once a month seems to be coming out top. It has quite a lot of strengths and only just a couple of weaknesses. So that to me would be my best solution to that problem. So my best solution to the problem is to have my takeaway once a month. So I would plan that in, and this is where the goal planning will come in later. And when I show you how to goal plan, and then how my food management, they all tie in. Each of the different modules will tie in together. You'll see how this will be included throughout my model and throughout my plan. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to review this. I'm going to review this goal, this solution. I'm going to review it next week just to see how I've been getting on with it, to see whether it's been happening, to see whether it's been working. And I'll review it on a weekly basis for the next month. So my last takeaway will be this week, and then the next one will be on the 27th of next month. So this is where I go into goal planning, and this is what I'll be going through during the next module. So look forward to seeing the next module. So thanks for watching this module. Hopefully we will get the technical problems resolved for the next module, and then it can go ahead without any problems. Like I say, if we do experience any problems, I do apologise, but sometimes technical problems do get in the way, but hopefully we'll get them resolved for the next module and for the live weigh-in at 1 o'clock today. So the next module, I will be looking to put that on around about 12 o'clock, and that is the goal setting. The other ones will then follow the weight reduction, the weight weigh-in, and then you can see how things go from there on. So it's been a pleasure again to share with you problem solving and how I use problem solving for myself. So my review date is next week of this problem solving, and to see how this has gone for me, and then I can tell you then. So I'm going to set my goal of this in the next section, and you'll see how we do that when I explain proper goal setting and how that actually works as well. So again, thank you for attending today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video later on today. Thank you and goodbye.